Welcome. It's Cyber Monday. It's Red X's biggest day of the whole year. Is that real,
Yeah,
Curtis?
we do. Yeah.
That's pretty nuts, man. You guys must put a lot of effort into giving as much value as possible for this day.
We do. And it's the only time we do discounts on our regular subscriptions. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that are waiting for something, the reason to jump in. If a discount helps, my hope is that, hey, if they get things set up in the next month, then 2026 can be a pretty powerful year.
I agree with you. All right. So we had 1,300 people live in and out watching the webinar we did. Was it last week?
It was the 18th.
The 18th. Dude,
yeah,
I
almost 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. That was pretty awesome.
That was awesome. And we had 90 minutes and we ended up 3 hours. I mean, there were still 600 and almost 700 people at a 3 hour mark just with Q&A and yeah, I mean, but look, to me, that was because of what we had brainstormed and gone to the market with, which is there's a whole bunch of people getting towards the end of the year going, wow, that was a tough year. And I didn't hit my goals. And then people resonate with what we were talking about, which was that either you're totally dependent on your sphere of influence. And NAR's saying, hey, only 21% of a typical real estate agent's business coming from referrals right now. And you've got, other people who are dependent on buying other people's bottom of funnel leads, like Portal Leads, Zillow, and, everybody else trying to sell you a lead. Mm-hmm. And the conversion rate of those leads is like abysmal compared to what it used to be. And so people don't have control over their business because they don't have control over over the top of the funnel in their business. And I wish agents used marketing speak, but the pipeline, the sales pipeline is, if you're only buying leads out of someone else's funnel, then you can't scale that as an agent. You can't really create predictability in your business around that. And so, what we talked about 2 weeks ago, I'm just filling everybody in, was how to create that predictability, how to create pipelines. And it all starts with the right type of people, right?
Yeah.
Who are you going to market to? And
listen, I still think the biggest opportunity we have, talking about the two opportunities mainly, I still think everything starts in the world that we're in. Everything starts on social media. I mean, listen, if we can win elections through social media, what the hell are we doing not starting there? Like, that's the perspective we need to take. The challenge is that most people don't know how to start on social.
Right.
They just throw stuff out there that doesn't allow people to connect with you. So I think this is why I love that you guys pivoted into that as well, and now have two arms, right? Yeah. You've got the social media arm with Ad Builder, and then you've got the traditional calling, which still works extremely well. But dude, it starts with social. I don't care what anybody tells me. I watch it happen live every day. Yeah. That's where it starts. Look, listen, how'd you get people on the yesterday or last 2 weeks ago on this whole thing? It was social, it was newsletters, it was everything.
Yeah. People should spend their time looking for a new business, getting people into their database, and then focus their time working the people that they're connected with. And there's no better place to do that than social. And yeah, it's funny. I mean, I don't know, how long have we known each other? 10, 15, 18 years? I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say over 15 for sure.
Yeah. I used to get on there and be like, you don't need to be a marketer. You're a real estate agent. And that's totally changed over the last decade. Right? You have to think like a marketer, and so you got to start thinking about brand. And before, you could go, well, it's all about, what I don't see on Lab Coat, and I don't see a lot is people will still fight for their brand or what organization, but it's more about, what logo do they want to join because of the community and what it provides. Because people's personal brand as a real estate agent is so much more important than the franchise logo that you put behind your own personal brand.
That's true.
And that may not have been the case 15 years ago. I mean, you joined a brokerage because they had a big presence in a marketplace, and you did that. But now with social media, you have to be thinking about your personal brand. How do people look at you? How do they know about you? How do they find out about you? And you can do what some mega teams do. I mean, it still works. People with the biggest marketing budget can win because they put billboards all over your marketplace and buses and do all of that really expensive advertising to build a brand. Or you could do social media and create an incredible brand. You could be a nobody and you could have a bigger brand reputation amongst a group of people in your marketplace than any other real estate agent, because they connect with you and they know you and they know what you do and they like you. And that's I think something that it's not too late to start, certainly with the ability to target, and that's Ad Builder. I mean, if you just targeted, but if you did social media the right way, but then spent a little bit of effort to take that content and target it to expired listings, canceled, for sale by owners, people who are transacting at a really high rate, then you can expedite building a brand and reputation with people who are doing transactions, right? We see this all the time. We have people that will use GeoLeads, right? Pull up a neighborhood and they want to dominate this neighborhood, just like a geographic farming. And if you dominate that neighborhood and people are like, oh yeah, I see your videos everywhere. Well, their videos are, they're posting as consistent as anybody else, but they're taking a smaller cohort of people and they're boosting the content specifically to those people. Well, and if more people that are going to transact are seeing your videos online, there's more opportunity in your business.
That's very true, man. Here, I have a question for the audience or for you, okay? So I want you to tell me where you are getting your business from or where you'd like to get your business from based on how you're doing in real estate. So, for instance, if you're talking to me, Curtis, I'd love to expand on my farm because we get a lot of business from our farm, right? That means I'm calling it, I'm mailing it, maybe I'm showing up on social on one of our channels or two of our channels that way. But if I'm looking that way, I'm saying I probably want to grow my farm. What does my farm want? What does my audience typically want? This is where it starts. Like, what does your audience want? So if I'm thinking, well, they own a home, their biggest concern is MRI, which is maintenance, repairs, and improvement, right? How much is my home worth? What's my community doing? What's going on here? Maybe if I make a 2026 plan for my community where I live, maybe I should be giving that away on social, and that's how I show up, right? Yeah. Because what we're missing is, hey, now after you're doing whatever you're doing, also if you want the latest 2026 plan for what area do you live in, Curtis?
In Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City. All right, so let's just have some fun because you and I always throw shit up on the screen. Okay, that's just how we play. Generate. We're gonna go to Gamma really quick. I need a market update for Salt Lake City for 2026. Real estate market update for 2026, where the real estate market is heading. So let's say I want to do this to be able to give something out, right? Yep. Here's the challenge. A lot of us don't think this way because we forget that people want information that's valuable to them for the audience that you're trying to attract. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to attract people. Now, let's say I go through this and I fix it up because I'm pretty sure it's going to have some not so accurate things, but let's say it did. It was all beautiful and it was all ready to go. And I want to create this simple presentation that I'm going to have people be able to download, right?
And hey, if it wasn't accurate, just in case people are missing the memo here, you could copy all of that text out of Gamma, throw it into ChatGPT on deep research and say, can you fact check this? And it's going to get a whole lot closer, without you having to do it. And then, and then you can start the presentation. So
good point.
We really need to do like a whole virtual event on just AI.
We should, man, because look at the opportunity we have here. I'm going to just grab this really quick. I can go now and export it as a PDF, leave it as a link, but more importantly, I need to have a landing page on this, because if people are just going to be able to download it without me capturing anything from them, then I just lost that opportunity for a client. Like, we get a lot of business from our YouTube channel. We get a lot of business from our Instagram channel. This is not the Tristan one.
Yep.
That's all to agents, right?
Yep.
This is all the other side things that we do, because we're leading people to information that they want in their area, right? So I think that's the part that I think we need to focus on more. What value are you providing for the audience that you want to attract? Even if you only have an audience of 30, it's on social, because social has changed. It's now interest media. Like, Curtis could start a brand new channel tomorrow and talk about trending topics in Salt Lake City and have the video get probably 30 to 40, 50,000 views. And he only would have 2 followers, because you're new, me and your wife, right?
That's right.
But you could blow up.
Yeah.
That's how social has changed just over the last 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And people are still stuck, Tristan, on how many followers do I have? And they're not thinking about their personal brand. They're not thinking about their audience. So when we started, said, you have to think like a marketer. You got to think, well, who's my customer? And here's the number one marketing tip. It's not everybody. You have to think about, who is my ideal customer? Who do I work with the most? Right. And then the content is, what are they most interested in? And here's the other thing. If you don't know what content they're interested in, then ask AI. And this wasn't meant about AI, but when I do research like that, I use Perplexity and Grok a lot, because Perplexity, I feel like, scrapes Reddit better than anybody else for trending topics, and Grok scrapes, Twitter, X. So you could say, what are they talking about, like, in the last 2 weeks when it comes to home ownership? What are people's worries and concerns about home ownership or real estate purchasing? And you're going to get all this topic that they're online asking. They're on the social forums already asking. And so now you have topics to go and talk about that are relevant to the audience that you serve.
Do we have the recording for the event? Is that out in the public, or do you send that out to anybody?
Yeah, we have it.
Because we went over that in detail on my session, how I create content from trending things, and we get millions and millions of views. And dude, I should have been doing that years ago, but listen, it's better late than never. Okay.
That's right.
And AI has really enhanced the way we approach social media.
Yeah.
It just made it simpler. And I want people to be able to combine both, right? Which is grab this stuff, because it's now easier. Trending topics for Salt Lake City, for whatever area you're in. Create a simple PDF like I showed you. And then go create the video and have Ad Builder edit it up. And then target people if you want. I would do this, though. I would create the video. And if you suck at doing videos, watch the replay. I break it down. My son can do it. He's small. No, he's not big. Anyone can do this as long as they can read. And then once you're done with it, post up, as long as it's in your niche, wait 30 days, go back to the one that performed well, and then go through Ad Builder and say, hey, I want to put $50 on this one. And then all of a sudden you start seeing more people, because the algorithm already decided which one it loved.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can help the algorithm again by boosting content to the right audience, which is so RedX has two social products. One is Ad Builder, one is Brand Builder. Ad Builder is where we create the custom audiences so you can target people. This is important because again, if you're selling golf clubs, then you want to make sure that your content gets to golfers. Now the algorithm's going to do that, right? The algorithm's going to fix that and do that over time. But you can expedite that by saying, oh, well, I already have a list of 1,000 expired listings here. And we know that 45% of them are going to pick a new agent and go find, get back on the MLS in a few weeks. So if you have that custom audience, you could say, well, let's throw a little bit of budget, $3 a day, and make sure my video that I think is going to appeal, like, hey, this is why homes may not sell in this market today, maybe a good video, then you can help the algorithm by saying this is relevant to people. And then it snowballs, because as soon as the algorithm sees that, hey, a lot of people are liking this video, then it's going to start to show it more to people that are similar and have the same interests, because their job is to get eyeballs paying attention to stuff.
That's true, man. That's a really good point. And I think you guys do that very well. You've simplified the process. Yeah. Can somebody manage that for us on the back end from you guys, or is that still fall on us like manually?
It's a little bit of manual. So that's Ad Builder. If you have Brand Builder then is the, in fact, everybody on here can go to the App Store on Apple or Android, download Brand Builder. It's Brand Builder by RedX. So I think there's probably a lot of Brand Builder apps, but make sure it's the one with the RedX. That's a free app that has an AI tool to help you create scripting of what to say. And then it has the teleprompter to record the videos. That's free. We do have the Brand Builder service that will then take those videos, edit it into short form content, add the trending music and the B-roll and everything to make it a more highly produced video. Mm-hmm. And Brand Builder also has account management that will manage 5 different social media platforms and post all that content and help you boost it also. So
I love it, man. I love it. I don't know why my screen's so slow on my end, because I think, you know what it is? I have all these windows open, including RedX, and I was trying to show how easy it is, but it's not letting me on my end because my tabs are too many. Here you go.
Well, it could be your internet. Your video's a little choppy too.
Yeah, let me switch my internet. See if it works. But in the meantime, tell me about the Cyber Monday deal, man.
Yeah, so Cyber Monday, we did 3. We have a bunch of different options for people, and that's because some people just want to do social, and postcards is another one that we're probably not going to dive into super deep today, but it was on the replay that we can get to everybody. But it's the postcards, and social is more of a passive prospecting method, right? You kind of set those things up, and they're going to happen when you're not around, when you're sleeping. You're letting the algorithms get in front of people and get in front of the right people with your content. So that's just $89, right? So you pick the lead that you want to target the most, like expireds, or maybe just geo leads, neighborhoods for your farming, like we talked about. That's just $89. If they want to go to the next package, it's we add in a dialer. So choose 2 lead types in a dialer. That's only $179, or you can get pretty much all of it, including Ad Builder and the postcards and the dialer and the 5 different lead types for $279 a month. So,
all right.
And then the Brand Builder side, if anybody schedules a demo to see the whole social media editing and social media account management, they'll get 20% off that for as long as or for the first 3 months. They'll get 20% off of that, and all they have to do is schedule the demo, and they can decide. They don't have to decide right now. So if they just schedule the demo.
What would be a good combo of all of that together? Like, if I'm barely starting with the product, if I'm brand new, where would I start with both of those?
So, look, I'm going to give you my opinion based on watching tens of thousands, 100,000 agents over the last 20 years. create incredibly successful businesses, including you, Tristan. You started with expireds. They have an incredibly high conversion rate. We know right now expireds and canceleds, it's 45.3% in the last 12 months, end up back on the MLS in an average time of about 6 weeks. That's great. So you're targeting people that transact at a high rate. And I believe in the phone. And even with everything going on, we scrub against the do not call. Don't call the people that you shouldn't call, but your connection rates are still going to be around 5 to 8%. So you can have conversations with people. So here's what I would do. I would call from the dialer, and I would do that an hour a day for 20 days out of the month. That gives you 100 conversations at the low end. 100 conversations with expireds, or 45 people who are going to pick an agent and list their home.
Okay.
And if you take those 100 people and you're putting them into your CRM, and your CRM hopefully has some automation, hopefully has some whatever you're sending out, your newsletters and all of your other stuff. You can also take those 100 people and they'll end up on social media. So you're targeting them and boosting content to them. So they're seeing all of your social content. Those people, there's money on the other side of that. So to me, the middle package is you get everything, because you get the postcards, you get the social media, and you get the dialer, and you get 2 lead types. And I would pick expireds because of the high content rate or the high conversion rate. And then I would choose geo leads. And geo leads is because, again, branding is so important in today's world that you need to pick markets in your pockets in your market that have high turnover rate, and you need to market to them on the phone, with postcards, social media, maybe go knock on their door. Like you need to become the most recognized agent in those small pockets of high turnover neighborhoods in your marketplace.
I like that. So would you say that combining this, well, we get distracted. Okay, Curtis, there's a lot of shit out there, man.
Yeah.
And I think the problem is a lot of agents don't know where to start. And even those that are succeeding, things are changing all the time and they haven't changed along the way. So they don't know where to restart.
Yeah.
And you're saying, go back to the basics, go what's working, expireds, geo. How would you layer in as an agent that's going that route? How would you then layer in more social? Would you say, hey, look, not just do what I just said on social, but also organic, localized, community? Sure. What does that look like?
I mean, you're better to answer that than I am with the social, but I think that the social is just a daily, you got to build a habit of posting regularly. And I would say consistency over intensity. You know, you see a lot of agents jump in, they hear what you're talking about and they go, oh yeah. And they go make 10 videos and they post those every single day and then nothing. Well, the algorithm favors consistency way over, intensity. And so it's just, you got to get in the habit of whether you're once a week batching for an hour and you make 10 different videos that are going to go out every single day, or if you just schedule 10 minutes every day, go on ChatGPT, what are the trending topics, have it spit out, or Brand Builder app, spit out a script for you, do the teleprompter, hit post, right? And that consistency is going to help create the brand recognition using the algorithms to your favor. So to me, it's about consistency over time with the social media and layering that in, because you have to build a brand. And the other thing is the reason why that's all so important is because consumers are changing also, right? There's so much AI content. There's so much stuff out there. We're being bombarded. We talked about this in the webinar. Forbes is saying between 6,000 and 10,000 advertisements a day we see as an average American.
That's crazy, man.
It's crazy. We're ignoring all of that stuff. And so the consistency creates familiarity, right? And so they have to see you over and over and over. So they see you on social media, then they get a postcard, then they get a phone call, and then maybe you knock on their door. Maybe you're at a community event. Maybe you're doing an open house where there's a food truck, so you have a reason to call everybody in the neighborhood. It's the consistency of seeing you and hearing you over and over. Just one quick anecdote. We've seen people take over entire markets by doing an open house. They pull in all the neighbors around, send a postcard, The one we followed was they called 250 neighbors around the open. They send 100 postcards around inviting people to the open, and they do a social media campaign for a couple of weeks before the open house, specifically targeting, the 1,000+ properties around where the open is.
That's smart.
Well, what happens is you do that, and then you do another open house in the same neighborhood, and they're seeing that again. What happens is people are like, dude, this guy's got tons of listings, and they're hustling. They're always out there doing stuff. Well, then who do they want to hire when it comes time to sell a home, especially in a tough market? They want to hire the person they see working.
Obviously that person, man. All right. So you said 1 hour of calling, at least every day.
Yep.
Right. Weekends too? Or are you going to give me the weekends off?
I mean, look, we've had Kent on here. Kent did 1,000 dials a day for 53 days in a row and did $250,000 in GCI. All
right. I got the answer. Damn it. All right. Weekends too. Okay. All right. 1 hour a day, 1 hour a day, weekends included. Then I would challenge also layer in 1 hour of social a day, whether you're commenting, creating the content, video, whatever. Right.
Yep.
Those. And then 1 hour of follow-up, because as you start developing this muscle of calling for 1 hour a day, you're going to have to follow up.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to simplify it, right?
Yeah.
Minimal thing. Like if you go 1 hour of calling, 1 hour of social, 1 hour of follow-up, then leave the rest of your day for showing property, meeting people, all that. I think that's a really good place to start. Like sign up for RedX. Now you have the process 1-1-1 every single day for 2026. I don't see how people just don't succeed with that.
Well, they do if they do it. So here's where people fall short though, is, we got into this business because we thought it, maybe we thought it would be easy. And even earlier I was talking to Tyler, and Tyler said, look, if you wanted a business in a box, you should have bought a franchise. You shouldn't go into real estate.
That's so funny.
Like you got it. But when I play it down to 3 hours a day, 40% of your day, like if you just got disciplined for 40% of your day, you could be the top agent in your marketplace. And I know this because that's what the top agents in your marketplace are doing. and we have thousands and thousands of agents that are doing, hundreds and thousands of listings because that's what they do. 40% of their day is focused. They're calling every day consistently. And social, here's the thing, doom scrolling at any point in that hour of social media you're setting apart, it doesn't count. Like if you're just on social media, that's not what Tristan's talking about.
No.
It's focused effort of meeting. Look, if I wanted to strip down and make it the most basic possible, your job is to meet people you don't know, talk to them so that when they decide to do real estate, they think of you. That's it. You have to talk to strangers. You have to be in front of strangers. And so when you're on social media, it's when you're talking about commenting, people don't realize how powerful DMs are. Deals are in the DMs. And if you have content out there and they like it, you can get at the top of their DM inbox. So you got to be paying attention. That hour is going in there and saying, well, who liked or commented or shared my post? So I can go to them specifically, even if it's just hey, I saw that you liked my post. Sure, appreciate that. And when they see that in their DM, because Facebook allows a 24-hour period after they liked even if they're not connected with you, you can get at the top of their DM inbox. And then they click on your profile. Your profile better be set up so that they know, hey, you do real estate and this is how they connect with you, right? So that you can start to build your following. So it's got to be a concerted effort during that 40% of your day. But I don't know any other job that's saying, hey, I want you to work really hard for 40% of your workday and you could dominate your marketplace.
I want that job, Curtis. I want that job.
So 40. Most people don't like their life 40% of your day, so it's okay to not like your job 40%. Just do that's so
grind. only show up 3.5 hours of your 8-hour shift. Okay. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I love that. Everyone, please sign up. I was taking a look at the back end. We have a team calling, by the way, for us.
Yeah.
Curtis. So it's not just me. Where is this? It popped up finally. I got better internet. I upgraded. So this is the back end. So you see new, but if you scroll down enough, you're going to start seeing our team now put in progress, talk to, all these details. And I think the one thing that people are forgetting is that we're coming on. Well, today's December 1st, so you get a whole bunch of new ones. But you're talking about the most amazing time ever for calling. It's going to happen in about 31, 32 days.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different beast.
Yeah.
So that's what you're building up to.
Well, and our hope, and the reason why we did such a big discounts for Cyber Monday is that if people can get a few things set up now, the passive things set up now, that when you decide, okay, I'm going to pick up the phone on the first week in January, where the most amount of people cancel or expire, you have things set up where all of a sudden they'll go, oh yeah, I know who you are. And how much easier is a phone call if they already know you, right? We define a cold prospect. A cold prospect is somebody where neither party know each other. But a warm prospect is when one party knows who the other is, right? Just like a referral. If you got a referral and I called you and I said, hey, Tristan, your buddy John referred me, like I already know who you are. So there's already a different type of conversation. It's the same with even cold prospecting. It's not cold if your social media has been in front of them or their postcards have landed on their table at their house. They might know who you are, and it makes the conversation different.
I didn't think about. Thanks, man. I didn't think about the other piece to this. My team right now is calling expireds, right? And I didn't think about the social aspect of what to download. And if we just tweak that, like if I go back to Gamma, simple, right? If we do the simple route, Gamma, hey, expired listings in Los Angeles, right? Give me a packet of why homes expire so people can take a look at it. All of a sudden, it's like, wait, they're seeing me now on a guys to edit, right? I use your back end and now it's retargeting my expireds that we're calling and all the brand new ones automatically. Yes. And I'm saying, hey, a lot of people wonder why their home goes off the market and doesn't end up selling the first time around. Well, I made a whole outline for you on the reasons why. Download it. And then they're getting calls from my team. I didn't think about that until right now. Yeah. So I just texted the team on that. Thanks.
Well, I'll give you another head start, another cheat code. If you go into Vortex,
okay.
You want to share your screen? I'll just walk you through this.
Yep, I'm going to do it right now because
this would be a great way to wrap up.
Let me go. I was on a specific person on Vortex here. She was our next dial. Let me go back. All right, go.
So just select that top one.
Vortex?
Jennifer. Just select Jennifer as the checkbox on the left. Sorry.
Go.
Sorry, go back and there's a checkbox on the far left of right there. And now go up into the top where it says open dialer or mail. Click mail. Okay, these are postcards specific to expireds, but we have it set up where there's a QR code that if they scan that QR code, so just select one of those. My favorite is the simple one that says see why your home didn't sell. That one gets the highest. But scroll down. It says see guide template. Yeah, view sample. This is the marketing piece that we've curated and put together. Now, of course, it'll be branded. If you upload your logo and photo, it would be branded to you. But why don't you just copy all the text from that and stick that into ChatGPT and say, hey, use this and other research.
It's a great idea.
To help me because we've already done the work to put together a really good marketing piece for expired listings.
Yeah, actually, just download this, upload it to ChatGPT, and then say, make this specific to, and then put your city.
Yeah.
And then re-upload it back once it's ready to go.
That's right.
Huh. I like it.
Or throw it in a Gamma and say, turn this into a simple presentation, or, you know, put that into Brand Builder, the free Brand Builder app, and say, put this into a 60-second script and then record the video.
I love it, buddy.
So
thanks, man.
Anyway, I do, you had the QR code up there. People can call in. Phone number's 800-731-7339. Just call in, talk to somebody. They'll tell you all about the discounts and the deals and how to get started. There's no long-term contracts. There's a tremendous amount of training, so that by the time you, like, our goal is to help you get some funnels set up in December, so that by the time January hits, I mean, our goal is get you business now. But if you set up those funnels and let those curate and let the social media algorithms catch up to what you're doing, by the time January hits, you will get highly, highly qualified leads that convert at a high rate, and you will get deals from it.
That's very true, man. And you know what we should do? Can you send me the link for the event? I'd like to blast that one out later today.
Yep, you bet.
Man. Everybody else, if you have questions, let me know. Steve, the replay is in the YouTube channel for Lab Coat Agents, so you can get it there, and then we'll blast this out to everybody else too. Thanks, Curtis.
Okay, thanks.